What is up, wrestling fans? Welcome to episode number 440 of the Smark Moment Smack Talk podcast, Hot Tags of the Week, where we'll be breaking down some of the current events, rumors, news, gossip, and everything else that went down in the world of professional wrestling over the past few days that we feel like talking about on this podcast, which is called the Hot Tags, and that's why we're doing the Hot Tags during the podcast. I'm your host, as always, Tony Mango. Joining me, as always, is Robert DeFelice.
Very concise intro, as always, Tony. I'm glad to be here on the Tony panel.
Yes, we are glad to be on the Tony panel. We are glad to have you here listening to the Tony panel, and we hope that you are having the same type of fun. If you are, tell us in the comments below. Obviously, if you are on a platform that does not have comments, then you can't do that, but you should hop on over from the iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify or whatever feed you're on and go to the YouTube channel, and while you're there, ring that little notification bell, hit the like button on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already, and leave that comment. And leave comments about anything else you want to chime in about, whether you want to talk about your opinions on the hot tags, or you want to tell us about a story that we had missed out on, or anything else that you might want to do.
Liv Morgan, apparently.
Talk about some Liv Morgan stuff. To each their own, essentially.
And so they're each.
We got a couple different things we could talk about here. One of them is some stock stuff, which I don't know pretty much anything about. I have never owned one stock of anything in my life. I've never stocked shelves, really. I just am not a stock person. But Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, they unloaded about $1 million worth of their shares in WWE recently, and that's gotten everybody to be like, "Oh my god, that means that they're selling to Disney."
Why?
What do you think about this?
I don't understand why I have to cover it. It's just people who are invested, and they're just selling some stock and getting $1 million of pocket cash in their world. I guess I don't know. Who knows what they're gonna do with that $1 million? Maybe they're gonna invest it into Apple or Quibi or Wayfair.
Or
I
any
don't know.
other weird one-word type of thing that's like super popular for a couple weeks or so. Maybe they're going to buy Tout.
Maybe they're going to invest in, cannabis. Diversifying. Who knows?
Just coconuts. They're just going to invest in coconuts. Buy lots and lots of them and just be like, the coconut.
Well, in that case, I think Tamina has a chance.
It's one of those things that I can understand why some people are thinking this kind of stuff, because Kevin Dunn, I think, had recently done the same sort of thing.
1.5 million.
So a lot of people are like, this must mean something, and they're trying to get out before something happens or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely dumb about this kind of thing, but I would think if they were to sell to ESPN or Fox or Disney or whatever they are, that they would want to keep their stock, because it would go up in price.
Right.
Why would they want to unload before that?
If they just need some. They need to renovate their houses. Who the fuck who knows? Like, I have stock. I take some money out sometimes. It's okay.
Like, the whole point of it is to sell it.
Yeah, you're supposed to get richer.
When people buy a bunch of things and they're like, this baseball card is worth like $6.5 million, and then you're like, yeah, well, it's in your house. So you don't have $6 million. You have a card, like that's how that works. Like, stock is meant to be bought and sold, and when you sell it, you're making money. That's the point. You buy low, you sell high. The end. So I am not thinking that this is some kind of conspiracy thing. I think that they were just sort of like, now's a good time to sell. Cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
But maybe on the side of the whole idea of like the baseball cards and stuff like that, maybe we're going to see some of that coming up soon, because we know that there's going to be a new WWE related show. The quest for lost WWE treasures is coming to A&E, and it seems like it's going to be one of those types of shows where it's like somebody follows around different like collections and different like hey, like, did you find this memorabilia, that type of thing. But maybe it isn't. I don't really know. I haven't done like a deep dive on what this is, but that's what the impression that I had gotten from.
It seems like, if I get this right, they're going It's hosted by Stephanie and Hunter. Lots to talk about them early in this show. And they're going to be going around and tracking down, I assume, fans who have certain pieces of memorabilia. And then we'll learn a little bit about it. I am a junkie for this stupid shit. I like American Pickers. I like stuff with history built into it. I cannot be more excited for this show.
Big fan of Pawn Stars and all that.
I'm not a big fan of Pawn Stars just because I think the whole bidding thing, it's not for me. But I do love just things that have a lot of character and history built into them.
Did you ever see that clip? I forget what it is. It's some kind of like tech TV or something like that, where the dude's showing off some kind of like once in a
Oh
lifetime
my
type of
god,
piece, and he
yes.
breaks it.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that was terrible.
It'd be kind of funny if somebody was just like, "Now this is like a part of the turnbuckle from like WrestleMania 3. There only one of these is still around anymore, and whoops," kind of thing or something.
Speaking of WrestleMania 3, how interesting is this? On Tuesday, on FS1, they're going to show WrestleMania 3 in its entirety.
Yeah, it's the thing that Hogan and Hart were advertising, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird. Like they're really trying to push this FS1 as like clip
This
show.
content thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine that it's really going to get a ton of people tuning in. But at the same time, if it's just something, sure, why not? I'm not going to watch it. I can watch it any time on the network.
You know what I think about when I see all this shit? And I'm gonna lump this into tomorrow night's WWE's greatest ladder matches ever on Fox. Like, little kid me would love this. Pre-network, like,
Oh yeah,
little kid me, oh my god, this would be amazing.
pre-network,
But
these are things would be great.
yeah, this would be, I wouldn't miss this for the world. WrestleMania 3, are you kidding me? I've always wanted to see that. Now I can see it whenever I want.
Yeah, and yet no real urge to just sit there and click
No,
on it.
you know what? Never. Like, ah.
I've gone back and I've done that with a couple of things, but it's hard to just sort of get that like, okay, I'm going to rewatch or watch for the first time like Backlash 2007 or something like that, because it's just like, oh, I got other crap I gotta watch, I got other things I gotta do. Even like last night, like I mean, this is unrelated to WWE, but like I've been in my like real Bond kind of mood where I've wanted to like play some of the old games and I've wanted to watch some of the old movies and stuff like that. And I was even thinking to myself the other night or last night, or I don't know, nights or nights, days or days, where it's still in March. The idea of like, hey, maybe I'll pop in like For Your Eyes Only. Like I haven't seen that one a whole lot. I never really was a big fan of it. And I'm like, I gotta go to the other side of the bed. Like it's over
No,
there. It's like an extra foot away. Like, nah. I'll just
I've had those moments, and it's kind of embarrassing sometimes, like you legit get like,
right.
yeah, I don't know if I want to just roll over like that. I don't feel like it. So you know
I
what? No.
I actually went out of my way to check to see if it was on Netflix. Because I was like, well, if it's on Netflix and I just have to click a button, then maybe I'll watch it. And it's like, they only have a couple of them on there, and they don't have that one or any of the other ones that I was thinking about putting on. And I'm like, well, all right, well, I'd have to go over and grab the box set and take out the DVD and open up the Blu-ray player, and oh my god, first world problems. So it's like, yeah, like WrestleMania 3 is coming on. Nah, I'm not gonna watch it. But then again, if I wanted to, I'd be like, well, I don't really want to go and click on the network.
You know what? If I want to watch it, I'll watch it on the network
Commercial
without
breaks.
commercials. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. But I will check out this quest for WWE's Lost Treasures thing. It says that it's got 5 episodes at the very least were greenlit, showcasing Randy Savage, Rowdy Piper, Booker T, Stone Cold, and HBK. So I don't know what that really entails, and it might be the type of show that 5 minutes into watching it, you're like, "Oh God, this is terrible." But it'd be a lot of fun.
Biographies don't do anything for me. I know a lot about the guys. I don't need to know about the history of Shawn Michaels because I've seen it a million times.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing of like, I don't need them to rehash Montreal. Love it. Don't need it.
Yeah, you've seen it enough times. You don't really need to go through the whole thing all over again. Then again, for the casual stuff, awesome. So, I guess we'll see. I don't know when it's going to premiere because it's probably going to premiere whenever the rest of the regular shows come out. And who knows when that's going to happen. If it's going to be like September, October, next year, 2050.
2025.
Yeah, we'll see. Quick plug. If you want to make sure that we watch these episodes and do some kind of a review or something of that, then consider donating to the words. Consider donating to the Patreon.
We do words for a living, don't we?
Words. That's the thing. There's too many words going around. I talk and I write too much. That sometimes I'm just kind of like blah, 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 blah. Just say non-words. I can't type non-words in an article. Nobody will accept that. I guess I can't really do non-words on a podcast. Although maybe future podcast idea. A whole series that's just like
A whole
gibberish.
series of gibberish, like
It could go well with the Silent Hour show. Still don't believe I went through that after that kind of shit. Anyway, Patreon, that's where I was getting at. Patreon.com/SmarkOutMoment or /FanboysAnonymous, whichever one you want to support. Hopefully both of them. Hopefully whatever it is that you've got on your spare change that you want to toss our way, any of that, if it comes our way through the Patreon or in any fashion like the TeePublic and Redbubble shops for the merchandise side of things or PayPal donation or whatever it is, any kind of stuff like that is awesome. Dollar goes a long way, and of course, more and more and more goes even further. $10 and up gives you access to the Dark Cast tiers or the bonus features on Fanboys. And then there's the Pick Your Poison tier. And if you don't know what that is by now, then really quickly, it's just a matter of a request, and then we do it. For all different sorts of segments, we could do fan tracks type stuff like we did last night with the Donnie Darko fan tracks. Or we could do like a superstar scores, or we could do some kind of fantasy booking or article type stuff, whatever it is. Keep that in mind if you want to share your support, because that goes straight to helping fund future episodes of different kinds of content and just keeping the lights on in general. And yeah, all right, get that out of the way with some of those plugs.
I'll give you a real quick one because it just happened. Jeremy Borash is going to be a 205 Live commentator. How do you feel?
I don't know his commentary stuff super well, but
He knows how to call flippy guys. Like
I'm not
he
opposed
was.
to it at the very least.
I think it's about damn time. I think huge mistake not having him announce AJ to the ring that one year where he fought Shinsuke when they just hired JB. That huge mistake to not just have him be like, do the Alberto thing. AJ Styles, personal ring announcer. It's Jeremy Borash. I think JB deserves it, and I'm glad he's getting a little bit of an opportunity on TV.
They gotta start doing matches again though first.
I guess they're planning on it if they bothered to announce tonight that he's going to be a commentator going forward.
I mean, I liked Aiden English, so I would have been cool with him sticking around.
They fired him, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Quasto.
Yeah, that sucks too.
But I'm willing to give him a shot. I mean, I don't remember too much of him from TNA because I didn't watch a whole lot of TNA. But hey, why not try it out? What's the worst that could happen? They get replaced with somebody else.
This would be like what, the 10th replacement in 205 Live history?
No, so far more than 10.
Who was
talking
calling the thing to begin with?
What's that?
Who was calling the show to begin with?
205 Live was...
It was Corey and Phillips?
Might have been Corey and Phillips. Actually, it might have been somebody... Well, I guess technically speaking, the first people to call it were Morrow and Daniel Bryan.
Kind of. Because they didn't call the show.
They called the Cruiserweight Classic.
Even though they should have called the show because it was taped during SmackDown and Bryan was the GM and Morrow was the commentator, but whatever. They didn't call the show. That to me is wild.
They had Dio Madden on there for a little bit. They had Wally
Dio Madden
for like
Joseph.
2 episodes.
Regal was doing it for a bit, I think. Who has it called 205 Live?
R-Truth might have.
Sure.
Or was that main event?
I think that was main
It
event.
might have been main event.
Because I remember they were doing that for a while. Like, Miz called, like, 2 months worth of main event.
Huh. Yeah, I haven't watched an episode of main event in God knows how long.
I'm
So I
talking
don't
about the
remember.
early days. I haven't watched it since like, the second month anyway.
Right. You know what I did watch, though? WWE Untold, I Am the Game.
How fucking good.
Very good. Big fan. See it or skip it? It's a see it.
It's a very fun time in it's covering the development of Triple H, covering the stuff about Foley quote unquote retiring, and I didn't realize that they were just gonna let him leave. And then it was like, wait, Austin's hurt. Can you stay? Like, what were the fuck they were gonna do? They're just gonna let him go? Like, alright, just leave.
See you, Mick.
I like the little story that Royal Rumble is the first time Triple H kisses Stephanie on the lips.
Yeah,
Like,
no, she was all like, I was gonna say had googly eyes about it, but that's not really the same word.
butterfly. Just a
Butterflies, yeah, that's what it is. She had googly eyes in her stomach. That's
No, kids, don't eat the arts and crafts.
yeah. No, that was kind of cute. That kind of idea. The you
Triple
know,
H's puncture wound in the leg.
I liked how when speaking of the whole Stephanie and the Triple H kiss thing, that she was like, afterward, like, uh, his parents were all upset, and she's sitting there thinking, oh, he did such a good job, and I was still thinking about the kiss, like that kind of thing.
I like that he's a bloody mess, and he does the thing where he flies over the ropes and looks up, and he's just looking at his mom.
Yeah. So it was a good special.
Really enjoyed that. More of that, please.
This might have been one of the better Untold ones too, like specifically that. I mean, I keep saying that like Chronicle and all these things like are all kind of like way too similar, but I liked how they
really
put this
enjoy
one
it.
together.
Like, I typically enjoy everything except the Rodman episode. I really like.
The what episode?
The Rodman.
Oh, the Rodman one. I think you said the Robin
Yeah.
Hood for some reason. I'm like
Yeah, Robin Hood, Tony. Robin
Yeah.
Hood, Men in Tights.
Well, then it would have been a great episode. The best comedies ever. Yeah, I definitely say, even if you're not the biggest fan of that feud, and like, I wasn't, I might have been still watching at the time. That's the thing. I don't remember for sure. But even if I was right just about done with that. And I didn't grow up with like that feud being like one of my main feuds or anything like that, but I still really enjoyed the special. So I think that whether you're a fan of it or not, you should check it out because you might really take away a lot of good things when it comes to this special.
Yeah, I just think everybody should watch it.
You know what's a thumbs down though?
What?
Heath Slater said that he wants to go by the name Heath on the Indies or wherever else he goes, but he's not quite sure about going by Heath Miller. And he's thinking about going by his middle name, which is Wallace. So he's thinking Heath Wallace.
Be Heath Miller, for fuck's sake. Heath Wallace sounds so dumb. Like, it sounds even more generic than Heath Slater.
Yeah, I think if you were to announce coming down to the ring, weighing at whatever, Heath Wallace, it would just be like, all right, well, this guy's got a job,
Wallace.
Wally. I'm not digging the name at all.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't do it, Heath.
If he wants to go by a different surname, he should go with Cliff.
Oh, fuck off, dude.
Or some kind of contract or copyright issues when it comes to that.
Oh, God. That is awful. I'll go through one I know you haven't heard, and that's the revival on Talk is Jericho.
Yeah, now, I did not listen to that.
They pretty much say that they did not care about getting the WWE Tag Team titles. They just wanted out because WWE doesn't respect tag teams. They said, we would rather lose to the champions every night for the rest of our lives than ever have those belts, because to have those belts is nothing but a failure. And they said, when we found out we were going to get the belts the first time, the Raw ones, we went to them and we said, hey, give us a release. It's not about the belt. It's not about a push. We want you to push the division, not us. Push the tag teams. And they had said, rather than say, you know what, guys, we'll push the tag teams, they said, okay, I think we can work out your releases. For whatever reason, that didn't happen. I guess because AEW was starting up and they didn't want to lose them. But yeah, apparently they were like, push the tag teams and we'll stay. And they said, well, we can work out your releases. To me, that is like the ultimate. What does Vince McMahon think of tag teams?
Now, to be fair, it is a one-sided part of the discussion. So maybe their idea of, we went to them and we said this and they said that, maybe it didn't go down quite that way. Maybe it was more along the lines of like a more hostile way of phrasing it. Maybe they came in barging into the office and said, like, I don't understand this shit, like whatever, like if you're not going to do that, then this company's got bad creative decisions. Like it could be that kind of thing. But at the same time, we know full well that Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about the tag team division. So I buy it.
You know what, though? I've been watching a lot of 1980s wrestling. A lot of like 87, 88 stuff. And there's nothing but tag teams. Like, there are like 20 tag teams at a time. When did that happen that he just didn't care? I really wonder if it's like because of Sean and Brett. That they did so well as singles guys that he's like, what the fuck am I pushing tag teams for?
You mean like breaking them off of their tag teams?
Yeah, like they did so well that he's like always looking for the star in the tag team now.
Maybe. Should we just blame this all on Marty Jannetty? Is that what it is?
You know what? That is one thing they said. They said they hate that term. They said they think that is so fucked up to Marty to act like he's not a great worker. Because yeah, Sean is Sean, but to just dismiss Marty like that, it is a little fucked up, but it's funny.
And it's true. Like, it's just definitively true. Which one of them was more successful?
I always maintain I think you can use that phrase better with Jim Neidhart. Because he didn't do. At least Marty like won the Intercontinental title and a few more tag team titles without Sean. Neidhart did nothing.
Who?
Neidhart. Oh wait, I get it.
Took you a second.
Oh, that's good.
Well,
Good shit.
let's talk about this idea. I don't know if I 100% believe this or not, but there's a lot of reports going around, especially today, but it's been going around for a little bit now, that Sami Zayn may not have the best reputation backstage. And one of the things I'm reading earlier today is the idea that he is almost purposely sabotaging his own career with the way that he's acting. The idea that, like, he likes to rub people the wrong way, and that even people are going to bat to him are still finding it difficult to push him because it's just sort of like creating problems out of thin air type of a thing. And that he is not only not going to be coming back to WWE anytime soon during this whole thing, but that they eventually are going to have to address that Intercontinental title situation. First question, do you believe the behavior
Not
stuff?
for a fucking second. Sami Zayn he might be a little politically far left, but he's a sweetheart.
See,
Like,
I think that there might be some truth to this, but it might be one of those other situations of it depends on who you talk to. Because to certain people, say like protesting stuff, it doesn't matter what you're protesting, it's just the idea of protesting. To one person, a protester is somebody fighting for rights and expressing their opinions, and they're holding up their civic duty, and they're admirable. And to another person, it's like, get that person in jail. They're just like a disgrace and they cause problems. They're a rabble rouser and like whatever. God, what am I, an old man? A rabble rouser? Uh,
I
they're gonna
like
have a
I
Donnybrook.
like when we have these moments where you just come to grips with the fact that you're older than you actually are.
You know when they say like you're an old soul? Apparently, I'm like an extra
Yeah.
tack another 40 years on me. Um, but yeah, like somebody saying that Sami Zayn has backstage issues might be somebody who's just kind of not a big Sami Zayn dude, and it might be like, oh, he's causing all these issues, he's being a dick, and then you ask somebody else, and they're like, no, he's not. He just that person doesn't get rubbed the right way by Sammy. Like, if that's true at all, it could just be somebody making something up for dirt sheet nonsense.
I I don't buy the he's trouble backstage, especially because I believe that shit started at a very non-reputable website.
Well,
So,
like, look at it this way: if you were a part of the company with the Saudi Arabia shows, you're probably not the biggest Sami Zayn fan. Just like the way that goes down, if somebody's very pro, like the Saudi stuff is something that we really, really like and all that, Sami Zayn is a contrarian voice to that. I'm
oh,
totally
he
supportive
literally
of.
can't go there. Won't let him go because he's Syrian,
Right, yeah, like I'm
and then he also like raises money for Syria every time they go.
right. So it's like that is something that I think any reasonable person will be on Sami Zayn's side for. But if your job is to say that that's a good thing, then yeah, you're gonna get annoyed at Sammy doing that. Or if like you are pro like totally on the far right, and if he is on the left, you're gonna just be like, oh, this guy's a piece of work and like this kind of thing. Like even if it's not anything that's actually bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. I could see it only because of how who runs WWE and how they function.
Right.
But I I just don't know. I will say they need to fucking address that Intercontinental Championship.
Well,
It
like
just disappeared from TV.
I would imagine that if he were the type of person that would have backstage issues and be like an Enzo type or something, where it would be like everybody seems to just not like this guy or something, they would have fired him by now. So I don't buy into that. But they do have to address that Intercontinental title because if he doesn't plan on showing up for this whole virus thing, which is totally fine, I mean it makes sense. Then we need a new Intercontinental Champion, and they should have just had Daniel Bryan win the title at WrestleMania.
Yep. And like they've handled, I don't want to knock them. They've handled everything great as far as the coronavirus is concerned in terms of championships. Like they got rid of Goldberg because Goldberg wouldn't be there. Reigns couldn't go, so they got Strowman. They I almost called him Jeremy Devlin. Jordan Devlin can't travel, so they're crowning an interim champion. Pete Dunne can't travel, so they brought in Timothy Thatcher. Like they've handled the belt situations fine. So the fact that they're just letting the IC title go is weird to me. And they kind of stuck Cesaro and Shinsuke with Corbin.
Yeah. So if
Which, by the
they,
way, there's so much more than lackeys. So there's that issue too.
yeah, I mean, you could just be like, well, why don't Cesaro and Nakamura just be normal guys? But it's working okay. I'm not going to be like too opposed to it. But if they do declare some kind of tournament or something, what would you like to see them do to settle a new IC champion?
Tournaments are working great. They're easy content. Easy content, and that's what we need in this time period. But I also really miss the championship scramble. I might be the only one,
I miss it.
but I thought it was a great concept.
I've been saying before, like if you wanted something at WrestleMania or Night of Champions or just like some kind of throw a bunch of people on the card type thing, you can figure out a way to do that with a scramble match. No, that's definitely not going to happen. I would assume they're either going to do regular tournament, some kind of a fatal 4-way, They can't really do battle royals all that much. I mean, I guess they can. That's an essential service type thing, so maybe they can get around like that, but they probably wouldn't. They could do some kind of just like beat the clock challenge type of thing or something, but I think I'd rather have just like something a little different. I don't know what. Maybe like a beat the clock type thing or something. Maybe. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of that concept, but like we already have the interim cruiserweight championship tournament going on, so I'm kind of thrown off the idea of winning a tournament. I don't like it when they just say we need a new champion, so it's these 4 people in the fatal 4-way. Because why those 4? At least have qualifying matches or something if that's the case.
Agreed.
But maybe they could put some kind of gimmick in there. Maybe they could do like a false count anywhere, something or other type of match, or I don't know. But I think that it needs to go to Daniel Bryan. So maybe they do some kind of
I am
6-pack challenge or
shocked
something.
that Bryan is still working shows.
Why is that?
Because, first of all, he's an immune deficiency.
Oh, that's right. He does. Yeah.
And I'm just like, if anybody would stand up to the fact that, hey, this isn't essential business, you'd think it'd be him. But, like, then again, he just loves wrestling so much you probably can't help it.
I totally forgot that he had that whole health issue going on. Maybe it's not that serious. I don't know. I'm not even going to bother speculating because I don't fucking know. But I don't buy this Sami Zayn report a whole lot. But at the same time, maybe. I don't know. One thing I do buy, though, is that SummerSlam is not happening in Boston.
Yeah. Pretty shitty. I mean, not shitty, pretty expected, but also shitty. Like, this year, I was thinking about it when I heard the news. This fucking year just belongs to the coronavirus. It's no longer just like, we'll snap out of it, we'll get to the summer. This fucking year belongs to the coronavirus.
Yep. Just write it all off.
No matter what, it's pretty much happened. At least on a wrestling front. It's pretty much happened.
On pretty much everything else, too, it seems.
Now
it seems like, you know how I feel about that.
All right, can we just please discuss, of all the fucking things in the world, it's NASCAR, WWE, and UFC.
The most essential things. The bare essentials, as Michelangelo would put it.
Wow. Amazing.
I am not sure, of course, what WWE is planning on doing as an alternative idea for SummerSlam. I know that there's a possibility that they might just find another area and might have like a limited seating arena in like Georgia or Florida or something like that, if that is an option. If not, though, they'll just do the same kind of stuff they've been doing with this. Just it's a performance center all over again.
Are you surprised that Edge and Randy Orton are coming back? And I'm a little scatterbrained here, but like, this does play into SummerSlam because we need to move on in some capacity. Like, are you surprised?
Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with that.
It's all so weird.
I'm still hoping that we get Edge versus Seth Rollins for SummerSlam.
Well, but the commercials are just like, Edge is after Orton.
Right. Maybe they settle aside their differences or something. I don't know.
It's gonna be like, hey man, I'm sorry.
Or they just like play chess. The brand new like checkers match. Randy Orton's black and Edge's red.
That's not very cinematic.
It depends on how you film it. Think about it this way: Casino Royale had a card game and a Bond film that went on for like not just one scene, and ended up being like, "Oh man, this is tense. He's got a jack."
You know what? You're right.
So they could do some kind of high stakes poker or something like that. Not expecting that to be the case, but I have no idea what they're planning on doing with that. Uh, SummerSlam, though, I mean, I'm not surprised. I figured we'd get that announcement at some point. That sucks.
You think it's just in New York, or in New York, sorry, in Florida, or you think it's just Performance Center, no people again? This is our future.
Erring on the side of caution, I would say it's probably just empty arena still.
I appreciate you erring on the side of caution.
Now, reckless abandon, packed arena. And in fact, they don't even have napkins or anything. It's, to get into the arena, you have to cough on somebody. I don't know. They obviously they want to have some fans in some fashion because it would help the show and they would get some kind of a gate out of the whole situation, but they kind of can't make those rules. I mean, they can to a certain extent when it comes to at least Florida, but I'm thinking that that might be the case. If they, at this point, are not doing some kind of limited seating type of thing, I think they're going to try. And they'll probably try in Florida. I don't know, like the arenas and stuff, though, so it's like...
I assume that we're going Performance Center, but with people.
Maybe Full Sail. That could work.
Again, I depending on where we're at with the virus, and depending on how stacked that card is, I would consider going. Like, you know?
Now, I know
Like,
I wouldn't, but I'm not making the trek, but you're right around that area, so...
yeah, I mean, Mania was 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah, so if that happens, then look forward to Rob reporting on it from there.
I'm gonna report live in a mask. This is your Smark out moment report.
If that were to happen, just putting it out there now, and there's limited seating, and you can potentially hear a lot of what people are saying, you totally have to plug smarkoutmoment.com. Just be like in the middle of like some match, like, I don't know,
Randy Orton's in a headlock. Cal, this is for you.
Right.
Look at it, Cal.
Drew McIntyre match. My friend Callum loves you.
Are you singing? No, you have a wife. I'm sorry.
Or the Liv Morgan match. Hey, are you buried?
Liv! What is it? Hey, Harold! They buried her again! They did it again!
Well, we'll figure out SummerSlam when it comes around to SummerSlam. But now, at the very least, we're in the typical side of this whole thing where we're going to talk about the shows that just happened for this week as far as the content that we got to see. I actually want to start off with Dynamite. They had their first live show in a while at Daly's Place, and it was a pretty damn good show. Cody beat Joey Janela, Nyla Rose beat Kenzie Page, MJF cut a promo, Shawn Spears cut a promo. They revealed that Jungle Boy is going to fight MJF at Double or Nothing.
For no reason.
Yeah, I'm not quite understanding that, but the match will be fun. Moxley beat Frankie Kazarian, and then the Dark Order attacked. Brody Lee challenged Moxley for the title, and he said, sure. He just had to ask.
So, did you watch the whole show?
Yeah. I mean, I skipped through some of the matches, but...
Before we go any further, what are your thoughts on Jim Ross?
I've been saying for a long time that Jim Ross is not Jim Ross anymore.
So, I had... Like, when he was doing the New Japan commentary, and people were like, get him off fucking commentary, I hate this guy. I was like, give him a break. Come on. But he really has turned into this old, curmudgeonly person, and, like, it's sad for me. Like, it really does break my heart that he's just, like, always ornery and ready to fight. Always.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to take umbrage with the whole fact that everybody's concerned about their push.
The push, Conrad. No, but he's like, it's the main event match, and he just goes off on this tangent about Omega. Like, again, you know, guys, everybody's always saying, "Where's Kenny? Where's the Kenny the Okada?" I got news for you. He's here and he's fine. And I get what he's trying to do, but he just sounds pissed always. And like in the opening match, he's like, "Yeah, there's people in the crowd, and don't worry, we're all social distancing." And he's just like really, really just angry. And I'm just like, man, JR, I need you to stop before you hurt your own legacy in my eyes. Like, stop.
I haven't been enjoying JR's work as much as I thought I would. Tony Schiavone, though, is on
Yep,
point.
I was gonna say that. Shivani needs to be the main guy. Bring JR out for like the one main event match every now and again.
I'll complain that he's only out for the main event match. People are asking, "Where's JR?"
I'm here. They don't want me here. I'm gonna need my push.
Lance Archer beat QT Marshall.
All right.
Britt Baker, for some reason, attacked Brandy.
Did you not see Brandy throw her shoe?
What happened? I guess I must have skipped past that.
Britt Baker attacked QT Marshall with the shoe, as she's been doing, and Brandy took the shoe and threw it into the crowd.
Okay.
So then she hopped the guardrails, hit the DDT. I guess an homage to Jake, and out comes a fucking snake, because I guess Jake just knows where to get them.
Yeah, snakes are us.
Thank you, Bruce. And he puts the snake over Brandy, and then we get a real awkward moment.
Yeah, that's really awkward. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like, I thought he was gonna start. Yeah, and I'm like, I'm glad he cut himself off right before that. But
I don't think that was his intention. I think it was just.
I don't think it was either.
But there was a split second where I'm like, is that where he's going? Because, yeah,
that's not good. Like,
but
yeah, Brandy cut a good promo, I thought. The whole, my mother told me a long time ago, you don't fuck with people you don't know. And you don't know me, Jake. You might know my family, you might know people I work with, but you don't know me. And if you try to smack me like it's 1991 and I'm Miss Elizabeth, I will smack you right back. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I was thinking it. And we had Matt Hardy and Kenny Omega lost to the Sex Gods.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
The Sex Gods.
I ended up liking this quite a bit. This was like a fun episode of Dynamite.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely very good. I enjoyed the ending with like the TIAA bank field showing the Inner Circle name on the LED board. I thought that was cool.
And then you fucking nailed it.
Really good show. I liked a lot of it. There's some parts I didn't like as I mentioned, the Jungle Boy MJF thing. I don't like that. I don't know what a casino ladder match is.
That is so stupid because the whole thing with the Casino Battle Royale was it's a playoff of Casino Royale and Battle Royale. Casino ladder match has no pun or anything to it, so why is it a casino ladder match?
Now hear me out. On each ladder, there's going to be a card suite, and you can only climb the ladder associated with your suite. So if you're in the aces and the ace ladder is thrown up in the third row, you have to go up in the third row and get it. And then, you pull out a Joker card down from the ring and you get a title shot or something like that.
Maybe they're because I don't think that they're going to do. I mean, this is clearly like a response to Money in the Bank. And they say that the winner gets a title shot, but they're not specifying yet if that means they get a title shot like whenever they want, or they get a title shot pretty much like the next show. But it could be something maybe like if they wanted to kind of do like a combination of the Money in the Bank and the Feast or Fired type of thing. maybe there's like a couple things hanging and you don't know which thing you got. And like you said, like you get like, oh, it's a Joker, like it's not the actual one, and you're really looking for like the ace or something.
We'll see. I mean, maybe maybe Deuces means you get a tag match, title match. Maybe the King means you get a shot at the TNT title. Who the fuck knows?
I think if there's a King one, JR is going to want that one.
I knew a king. He was more than his put.
So
Okay.
that
Speaking of Money in the
idea,
Bank, Otis did an interview with Digital Spy, and it concerned me, but you'll like it. He said if he wins the briefcase, he's going to use it for nothing other than the tag team titles.
huh? Good.
No, it's not.
Little
It's not good.
little kind of not clarification, a little credibility when it comes to my idea that it should be for any title.
Yeah, he kind of said that. He's like, they never said what title you have to go for. I'm like, they did, but okay, Otis, you're not gonna win. It's
No,
okay.
he's not winning. Let's go to Monday Night Raw. We had a VIP lounge. Nothing really happened there.
How'd you like Asuka singing Nia Jax's theme song?
Was that what happened then? Or was that when she
Yeah.
was on commentary or something?
No, she was sitting on the couch, and she's
Oh, that's what
like
it was, yeah. I mean, she was sitting.
just mouthing the words to her song, and it's amazing.
Then we had the last chance gauntlet match, which Bobby Lashley destroyed 3 people first. And then it went to Humberto Carrillo was the next in line until AJ Styles came in back. He did his return, which he later expressed a little bit of anger about, saying that WWE kind of wasted his return.
I don't even know how to answer that. Like,
Especially if you're in mid yawn, then
yeah, yeah, they fucking wasted his return. He apparently said on the show, "I got buried alive, so what?" Can you imagine fucking wasting an Undertaker WrestleMania match on the word and just I lost, I got buried, so what? I hate it.
But I'm glad that Styles is in the match. And we talked a little bit about this when it came to our predictions for Money in the Bank, so go back and check that out if you want to kind of hear more about that whole situation. Brendan Vink and Shane Thorne beat Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, I should say. Viking Raiders beat Street Profits in a non-title match, and we thought that by now that they would announce that they are having a
Nope, they're
title
gonna wait
match.
till the fucking bump
Probably.
on Sunday.
Probably. Whatever.
We have breaking news, guys. There's 6 matches added to the card.
It seems like that's going to be the case because they only have 4 or 5 matches or whatever, and now they've revealed that the Money in the Bank ladder match, that's going to be the one match for the 2 things, is going to be intercut throughout the entire show.
What the fuck?
Oh, you didn't know about that?
When did they say that?
That's been that's what's going to happen. They're going to cut back to it here and there throughout the night.
When did they say that?
I read something about it yesterday or so. I forget exactly when
God,
they said
that's
it's going to be stupid and frustrating and annoying and terrible, isn't it?
You see, I had mentioned this is gonna be a movie. I don't want to see it be cut throughout the night. That's dumb, guys.
Mhm.
Come on.
Liv Morgan lost to Charlotte Flair. Murphy lost to Drew McIntyre. I was not the biggest fan of this episode of Raw. Other than the AJ Styles thing, the rest of it was just, if it's take it or leave it, just leave it.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Was Liv Morgan buried?
Not as much as AJ Styles, but then again, that proves that it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I didn't care about Raw.
Yeah.
We need more Zelina Vega.
I did, however, like NXT.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as I liked AEW, though.
Yeah, AEW was the standout show for this week for the most part. But NXT had a lot of good stuff in it. Dominic Dijakovic lost to Johnny Gargano in a good match.
New theme song that nobody caught, apparently, even though it's drastically different.
I caught it, I just tuned it out immediately. I'll have to listen to it a couple more times.
I don't like that they're getting rid of Rebel Heart. Like, he's got one of the better theme songs.
Tozawa beat Gentleman Jack Gallagher, so he is now one of the leading points people in the tournament. The other
Good.
one was Kushida beat Jake Atlas.
I saw that match.
Chelsea Green beat Xia Li in a terrible match.
Yeah. They will both get better with time.
Xia has gotten a lot better. Chelsea,
You
for
think
some
it's Chelsea?
reason, not working all that well. But the ending of that was really bad. We had the debut of Karrion Kross. What are you
Yeah.
thinking about the entrance?
Amazing. Way better without people.
I don't know if I want to see that every week. I think it's going to get very tiresome.
I don't think you will. You know? I think this is an entrance that they're playing with. But then again, like, we see Black's entrance every week.
Yeah, but it's not as long. Or at least it didn't feel as long.
You know, I'm sure you'll either get used to Cross's entrance or they'll shorten it in ways. I like that Scarlett sings the song.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Callum in the Megamaniacs shared a post of Killer Cross being the partner, the like local partner for Darren Young on the night that the Primetime Players reunited in 2015. And the deal is, it's Darren Young and Killer Cross getting squashed for the Ascension, and you just look at that and you go, who the fuck would have thought that the local talent would be the one with the company today?
Right.
5 years later, the only one.
That's weird. Maybe that's what happens with Leon Ruff, because Leon Ruff's been put out
He's on
there all the
everything,
time.
dude.
Yeah,
He's gotta have a contract by now.
I don't know about that, but at the
I
very
mean,
least,
not like he's gotta have like a verbal agreement that hey, when this goes back to normal, you are getting a contract, pal.
he's having a rough time.
He is having a rough time. Yes, he is.
Io Shirai beat Charlotte Flair, but it was by DQ, and we got the return of Rhea Ripley.
For some reason, Io is mad about that. Like,
Yeah, I don't understand that. Io was pissed at Ripley for saving her
for
from
helping
getting
her.
attacked with
Yeah.
a kendo stick. What the fuck's the matter with that? Stupid. Did not like that idea, but it's got something to talk about, so something. Balor cut a promo about the attack, and eventually, after Cameron Grimes beat Denzel Dejournette, Cameron Grimes got shut up by Finn Balor, who was basically saying, "You want to talk shit about me? All right, here you go. Here's a stomp to the chest."
Yeah. What can you say about it? It's Finn Balor, and I guess Walter can't travel, even though they did something with Imperium last week. So I don't know.
Yeah, Bartel and Eichner have been traveling back and forth. Like, I think that they actually might just like live in Florida. Now I'm thinking about it. So they're gonna get tag title shots next week. And rounding this out, we had Adam Cole beat Velveteen Dream to retain the NXT title. So there goes the idea of like doing that title change and stuff, which may or may not mean one thing or another. I'm trying not to read too much into that one way or another, but
The match happened and it was long. I don't think there's any truth to anything. Because if there was, let's be real, if there was,
they probably just wouldn't have had the match.
it would have been blown wide open by now.
Yeah. But we didn't get a new champion, and it seems like Dexter Loomis is still kind of hanging around this whole idea. So maybe they're leaning towards something in that direction. Maybe this is just something to keep the ball rolling, and they have no plans, or I don't know. But I like the show overall.
Yep. I thought it was a pretty good episode of NXT. I miss people for NXT. They're the
Yeah.
brand that's suffering the most.
And then we had SmackDown. That was not that long ago from when we were recording this. Sonya
First
Deville.
SmackDown that started with Fightful, not a single article needed to go out.
No, this was a very uneventful show. I actually even forgot about one of the whole segments, the Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt thing. I didn't even write it down in my report about what happened. I just realized
I
that.
thought that was the most interesting thing.
I didn't because they've been doing it it's the same exact thing that's been happening for the past couple of weeks. It's just Braun Strowman saying, "Hey, let's fight," and Bray being like, "Hey, I know you." That's it.
Yeah, I think we can expect better things in the future, but Sunday is going to be rough for these two.
I'm still looking forward to the match, but these promo things where it's just like, "Hey, let's just do the same promo for 4 weeks in a row." All the more reason why it's frustrating to watch WWE TV. Because you just get, well, we'll build to the pay per view, and the pay per view is going to build to the TV, and the TV is going to build to the pay per view. And if that's their idea of what you should just watch all the time, well, then you don't need to watch it. And then just watch the video package that leads into the match, and you save yourself hours and hours of time.
Yeah, I'm blown away by this thing that you said that the ladder matches aren't even going to be matches.
Just throw you off completely.
Yeah, because now I'm just thinking, I don't want to do that. I don't want to watch this.
Yeah,
Like, I wanted to watch a long, like, 60-minute movie of 12 people trying to get to the top of a building and then get to the briefcase at the top of a building, but I don't want to see it in bits and pieces throughout the night.
maybe it's the wrong report. I don't know. I think it might have been Meltzer or something. So maybe. But what else happened on SmackDown was we had Sonya Deville beat Mandy Rose. We had
Mandy was going into Kelly screaming territory here. I was not a fan.
I completely tuned it out.
Damn it, Tony! You have an ability to do that. I don't.
Yeah, just focus on other things instead. Just
Usually, my laser focus is on Michael Cole saying, "For the first time ever." He didn't do that tonight.
Oh, he didn't. There was no first time ever. No
There
first
was
time ever.
there
Lacey
was
Evans
not.
and Tamina teaming up or something like that.
Nope.
Oh, for the first time ever, the Miz, John Morrison, and the Forgotten Sons beat the New Day and the Lucha House Party in an 8-man tag that was just sort of forgettable.
Like the Forgotten Sons.
Tamina and Lacey Evans beat Bailey and Sasha Banks. Typical fashion of like Tamina gets to pin somebody so that way she looks strong, and then that way she loses the pay per view, and then it doesn't really matter.
What if she doesn't?
I said before, just give her a belt, just see what happens. And then
Maybe.
we had Nakamura, Cesaro, and King Corbin beat Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak, and Otis. And then they did the typical thing where it's like, let's have the pre Money in the Bank thing end with somebody grabbing the briefcase and going, well, if that happens again on Sunday, then that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not a great SmackDown.
Not a great SmackDown, but I enjoyed having an easy night.
Well,
So yay me.
as far as an easy nights go, that's it for the hot tags.
Again, I enjoy having an easy night.
Obviously, if you want to hear more of our talk on Money in the Bank and our predictions, then go check out the Money in the Bank predictions because nothing really changed as far as I'm concerned. And later on, tomorrow or the next day, when we get into heading into that actual pay per view, I'm sure plenty of things will change because they'll just say, well, we decided to add 6 more matches, like we are saying, and then we'll have to rush and do that at the last second. But when that happens and we do the whole actual Money in the Bank pay per view coverage, then that'll happen on Sunday night. And then after that, post show. So if you are not subscribed or you're following us on Facebook and Twitter at SmarkOutMoment or any of the other ways that you would be aware of when that gets posted, then go ahead and do that so you, well, become aware of when that gets posted. That's kind of the point.
You're notified. That's why you ring the notification bell.
Yep, exactly. The only plug that I haven't really put out there is to clarify fanboysanonymous.com. For those who don't know, I'm sure most people do know by now, but just in case you don't, fanboysanonymous.com is my site for movie reviews and other kind of geek culture topics. So if you want to see my thoughts on any kind of stuff like that, pick my brain about that kind of stuff, head on over to that website, the blue brand, according to the Smark Moment being the red brand sort of thing, and have some fun over there. Just start clicking around. Those are my
I want to
plugs.
see your green brand. and your purple brand.
I do kind of have ideas.
Really?
It's pretty bad, yeah.
Okay.
Well, because you think about it this way, the All Talk Show is yellow brand. We just haven't done anything with it for a long time,
Out on Limbs is the green brand.
right? That was that. That's totally defunct. Yeah, there's a purple one. There was a specific orange one. There was a whole bunch of ideas. Anyway, those are my plugs. Toss out yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have plugs. Friday, fuck. Fightful. It is Friday still.
Saturday.
Fightful.com. I've been doing all the wrestling news there for the weekends for almost a year, believe it or not. Sean Ross Sapp is a great guy who has wild news stories coming to Fightful Select this weekend, I'm sure. And you should check that out when you're done subscribing to SmackDown Moment and Fanboys Anonymous. Subscribe to Fightful Select. I will be on the WrestleZone Daily and doing the Yummy in the Bank stream this week. So come see fast food mascots in a video game. Climb the ladder of not success. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DudeFelice, and give me a reason to talk about something other than this. Tony?
Fully endorse that idea. I'm kind of tapped out on wrestling for at least tonight. But hopefully you guys enjoyed these hot tags, and if you do, hit that like button and everything else like that, and we'll talk to you when we talk to you next time coming around that post show, and then after that, next week we start getting into whatever we decide to do for the main event for that, because we haven't quite decided for that yet. So, toss some suggestions in the comments below as well. But yeah, episode 440 in the, I was gonna say in the bank, but it's in the bag. I guess it's in the bank. I don't know. Point being, that's it. We'll see you next time, everybody. This has been another Smark Out moment, and we're being counted out.